Welcome to Monopoly.
Sorry about that. Welcome to Monopoly, the home of tryhards, newbies, control freaks, and, you guessed it, cheaters. The thimble was the piece for our resident tryhard, and a self-proclaimed professional negotiator. There's also only one piece in his box. The bishop, seeing an opportunity, establishes himself as the banker, because no one else had volunteered. He also told them they weren't allowed. Lego Chewbacca is known for bending the truth and engaging in a fair amount of misconduct. Prepare to see a few booth reviews of him. The last player was forced to join the game, as to have an even 4 players. The noob assumes the role of the sauce packet. The player with the highest roll goes first. The newbie rolls a 10. Not bad, beginner's luck. The tryhard rolls an 11. The cheater needs a perfect 12. He rolls a 3 and lands on Baltic Avenue. Tryhard rolls a 4, immediately landing on income tax and dismissing Monopoly entirely, requesting they play something more sophisticated like Risk, or chess, or perhaps 52 card pickup. The noob, of course, falls for the trick. Pity. Which seems to lift tryhard spirits for now. The banker is next. He rolls a 7 and lands on chance. He picks up a get out of jail free card, which will come in handy later. The noob takes the final turn of the round, rolling a 5, landing on Reading Railroad. And passes off the dice? Clearly unaware he can purchase properties, the noob concedes his turn. The cheater once again attempts to go out of turn, but is stopped by the banker, who finds his missing watch. Round 1 is finished, with a grand total of 0 purchases, 0 trades, and 0 income. Here are the standings. It appears that the cheater has already taken the lead and that the noob is falling behind. Fascinating results. The cheater is up next. He rolls his dice, but unfortunately misses the table entirely. He looks at the dice on the ground and then puts them directly onto the table exactly the way he found them. The banker accuses him of cheating, forcing him to disregard the roll. The cheater, furious he was caught, decides to pull out all reliable from his pocket and rolls a perfect nat 20 with a suspiciously weighted die. Before the banker can protest, the tryhard starts his turn. After perfecting his dice rolling technique at an unbelievable level, he manages to roll 13 consecutive doubles, taking them all around the board 3 times, allowing him to already complete a monopoly on the red and yellow properties. The banker, appalled at the lack of rule following, decides that if you can't beat him, own him. So he rolls a 10, moving to community chest and getting the final get out of jail free card. He then steals a single dollar from the bank. Quite the rebel. However, he ruins the moment by balancing his checking book in frightening detail. Having had the rules explained to him off camera by one of our assistants, the noob is back in the competition, rolling a 4 and buying Connecticut Avenue. However, during the negotiations, it appears that the cheater... okay. We replace the noob's piece with a packet of mustard... What? Why? Okay. A packet of mayonnaise is at it... End of round 2. Inequality is rampant. The wage gap grows steadily as we continue to feed it. The banker, with a newfound sense of anarchy, skips the tryhard's turn and makes his way all the way to Park Place, then Boardwalk, and collects $700 as he passes go. The tryhard lands on Boardwalk, nearly broke for some strange reason. He politely asks the banker if there's anything he can do to pay rent in another way. They then come to the agreement of 50 Monopoly money and the usual below the table handy. Noob thinks he understands what's going on and starts playing footsies with the banker. The noob, clueless but confident, buys a house and places it on States Avenue. The tryhard then explains you can only place houses on properties you own. The noob catches on and places a house on 2 railroads and the electric company. The banker realises the immense value of his properties and decides to buy 4 houses to upgrade to a hotel. He then buys 4 hotels and upgrades to a casino. The tryhard is peeved, seeing as the game he suggested is getting away from him. So he employs an edge clip manoeuvre to glitch out of bounds and wrong walk back to 0-0, which happens to be go. Naturally, he collects $200. The banker, paranoid the cop knows he built his casino on a federally protected American Indian reservation, decides to try to slip past him, undetected.
Hey, 2008 called.
It's getting bad. The housing market has crashed once again. All those owning residential homes are suffering great financial loss. This luckily doesn't affect the trout population, or any of the players that exclusively own hotels and casinos. Poor man, he's the only one who bought houses during another mortgage crisis. Pity. Upset with the lack of funds being produced by his casino, the banker knows he has to expand his empire. He rolls an 8 and begins to make his way. A suboptimal roll results in the cheater landing on luxury tax, and to avoid paying a mere 75 monies, nudges his piece to one of the casinos. As a joke with his buddies, he plays a quick round on the slot machines, promising himself he won't exceed 20 monies. The noob begins. The cheater, racked by poverty, takes out a second mortgage on each of his properties to continue funding the long-running gambling addiction of which his friends and family were fully aware. This only further decimates the housing market and his relationship with his wife, Martha Stewart, who is asked to remain anonymous. The noob, realising the source of the previous economic collapse, decides to liquefy all his assets and invest in the state penitentiary. Not learning from his mistakes, he places 3 houses on jail. The banker, starting to see enormous profits in the North Casino, starts heading back so that he can launder his funds into the South Casino. The police catch wind of this fraudulent activity and send him straight to jail. In order to hide him cooking the books, he then transfers all his debt to the North Casino, which then lands him in the second circle of jail. However, he does have 2 get-out-of-jail-free cards and cashes both for his freedom. Seeing an opportunity to overthrow the banker and snag a win, the tryhard studies the game of blackjack and learns how to count cards, becoming quite the con artist, which bankrupts both casinos. The banker, now completely broke from his failed business ventures, is forced to leave the game as the tryhard stakes claim to all his wealth. The tryhard, thirsty for more bloodshed, plans an attack to take over the banking job while simultaneously wiping out the remaining players. This plan is unfortunately interrupted by Myuu.
Boys, pizza rolls are done.
Delicious. While the boys are off fueling up, the cheater excuses himself with the loot. He, of course, sneaks back down to the basement and steals the casino winnings from the tryhard. And now, a quick word from our sponsor. Yeah, that seems about right. And we're back, with only the cheater and the noob remaining. However, the cheater isn't after the banker's position, but rather funnels all of his stolen money back into the abandoned casino. With nothing left to gamble, the cheater's life has become a vapid abyssal hole, the likes of which not even Martha could fill. He resigns himself to failure, and walks away from the table. The noob, unaware of his victory, is then informed by Dad, I mean another member of the crew, that he has won. And just like that, through sheer luck, the noob emerges victorious. But what is luck beyond careful manipulation? Was luck the reason that the cheater's addiction resurfaced? Was luck the reason the banker's game got out of control? And was luck the reason Monopoly was originally chosen? It just goes to show, with Monopoly, you can't play the game, you have to play the people. Or at least, that's how I did it.